Hi everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle Leedsmith. Thank you so much for joining me. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Melbourne. Today I have got a card using the Country Wood Suite from the 2024-2025 annual catalogue. I will be predominantly using the Country Florals bundle, which is one of the bundles in this suite. I do want to just show it to you or run it by. It's actually called it's on page 48 to 51 of the catalogue. It's called the Country Flowers bundle, and so there's 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets in the suite. You get an embossing folder, 2 lots of designer series paper. You get some embellishments, and this is my favorite in the catalog. I just love how much versatility or how much you can create with this suite. So I'm just going to turn my camera around so you can have a look at where it is in the catalog, and also just to see the products that are there. And then I'm going to create a card with some watercoloring so you can see what I do is and the fun that can be had with it. I've created lots with this particular suite. So on page 48, you get a bit of a spread of different projects that can be made with it. And then there's the Country Birdhouse and the Country Flowers. So I will be using mainly this, and I'll be using some of the designer series paper from board. So I have done a little bit of prepping, and there's a bit of a sneak peek of my card. So we'll go through the steps of the watercoloring, the process, and I'll share with you my tips for getting some good blending and how you can get some different shading with your coloring. So for watercoloring, I have got a piece of Fluid 100 cardstock, and the stamp set is a watercolor stamp set. So for stamping, I am going to be using my piercing mat so I get a good image. I'll be using StazOn ink because I'll be watercoloring, and that will hold the color for watercoloring, so your water is not going to seep through, or the color is not going to seep through. So the images I'll be watercoloring are this leafy image from the stamp set, and we'll be using this pot. So not this particular one. And as I showed it to you, I've got no, that's not the image. It's this one. This one. I put the other one away I was working with. So here we are. That's the pot. I will place that so that we pick the photo polymer up so as not to move it around. If we die cut it, it'll die cut correctly and the right shape. So I will stamp that top there, and I will stamp the leaves there, giving myself some space to die cut. I've got a water painter here. With water painting, with our water painters, you get 3 brushes in a set. I'm just getting rid of the color I had before. Just squeeze and you will get the water coming through. and it will get rid of any excess color so it runs through clear. It is, that's pretty good. I don't really want the yellowy color on that. So for my pot, I've got a few different colors here, and I'll bring that in here. So I've got Fresh Freesia, Boho Blue, Basic Grey, and Pebble Path. So we're going to work through this as we color our image. I'm going to bring in a bit of scrap. Actually, no, I'll keep it close. I was going to bring some scrap paper, but I want to, you've got to be careful what is under because that'll seep through your watercolor. So you could even use this glass mat, which is not available, so you can purchase it as well. I just didn't want the light on it, but the glass mat is great for doing your watercolor work. So I'm starting off with Fresh Freesia. I do have some Fresh Freesia already on here. You can use your ink refills for that purpose. Just making sure that that's what's coming through. And I will just, I have just a bit of tissue here just to make sure I'm not getting too much color there. And I'm going to run a bit of Fresh Freesia there. It's not too wet. Bring that in there. So you can see that a bit better. Maybe I'll pull that a bit. And I'm laying down a bit of that purpley tinge there I wanted around there. Adding a bit of depth, picking up some of that color. And you can squeeze a little bit of water out. Want a lot. I control the water, just I have it very little bit. Occasionally I'll just have a little bit come out, but I generally put it onto my tissue or my kitchen paper so that it doesn't oversaturate. And sort of in that sort of center, and bring in a bit, and I will add a little bit of shading here. Now with watercoloring, you're never going to get the same look all the time. And let each section dry so it doesn't become too muddy. So I've laid it on my base. The next thing I'm bringing in is Pebbled Path. I do have a little bit of Pebbled Path here. I think that'll do for what my purpose is. I'm going over that Fresh Freesia, and I'm adding in the shading over it. So it's taking away that more purpley color, but just having that tint under. I start with the light and just make sure I'm not adding too much. You can always go back. I haven't really squeezed any excess water on this. I'm just working with what's already on that brush tip. And here I'll just squeeze a little bit of water so you can see that flow there. And because I've used the StazOn ink to stamp, it's not blending the color, and I can, without fear, push that water through, and it's not going to lose the definition of the pot. So I'll just blend that in, and I'm going to now go in with just some light strokes in. I'll leave that to dry because I can see it's just getting a bit the color of the paper is coming off, so it's just a little bit saturated. And I will bring in some of this basic grey. And I want a bit more shadow there, just there. I'm stippling here. I'll bring in some grey here. And under here, you will get a bit extra shadow. So I'm going to bring in my heat gun and give it a bit of a heat so it's nice and dry. Just on setting 1 before I start adding some more blue. Now for the boho blue, I haven't got much refill there, so this is another way that I do it. I can refill, but I just put my like this. So you can use your ink, your clear block like a palette. Get rid of the grey. I want to bring that in for the moment. I'm bringing it later, but I'm going to create a little palette of blue. And I'm going to put that in there. So like I said, this may be different to what I originally did, and watercoloring is always going to turn out somewhat different. Then as I'm going to bring in my boho blue refill. So I want a bit more color there, which is here. So if you haven't got ink refills, it's good. This is one thing, it's just useful to have ink refills for things like, I do have some glue as well, which I may use as well. Just for a bit of added glue. So now I'm just filling in with Miami blue. Bring that in over that. And I'm going to go in with some of this boho blue at the base. I'll just squeeze some water there. You can see the effect it's having. A bit there, adding some shading there. And you just got to give it a chance with watercolouring. It does sometimes looks a bit messy. This is balmy blue I'm playing with. I still think it needs a little bit of definition. And here I'm going in back in with Bulbul. And right along that line, because I'm thinking this will be a bit of a darker section, going right down. And I am bringing that in. Move your card so the way it's easy for you to work with. So just hold it back there. You can see shading and some light and dark areas. I'm bringing that pebble and I will have all my colors here as I'm working with it. Just going to use that side as I work. And bringing in some shadow under there. Again, just under there. That's going to get covered by the leaves for now. You just squeeze a bit of water just to get that moving. The same I'll do there. Sort of a bit of a, I just wanted to give that pot a bit of a different look instead of the, it's something I had done before and sort of galvanized, but in blues. So not quite. I'm making it go a little bit darker than my previous one. There's another step to this we're going to do, but I want to make sure it's dry. Back with the borehole. Working my way on here on the left, adding my shading there. Bringing in some pebble path, being a bit darker at the base. And now I'm getting the variation in color that I like. Got a bit of pebble path there. That's more like what I wanted. So just be patient when you want to come out and get what you want there. So back, close that up. And I will dry this again with my heat gun. Right. Now for a final little flip on this, I have got my white ink, and I've just dropped some refill here. You can see where I've worked before. So when you buy a crafting pen, you're going to get the refill separately in the packs. So I'm just dropping that water directly in there. So squeeze your brush, get that moving. And I just wanted to add a little bit white there. More stippling like I did with the pebble part just in there. And give it a good clean. And it's just something little, but it adds a bit of detail. Now we can leave that to dry. You can show got water in that. Next are the leaves, and I have got a variation of greens here. Got some of these colors again. Mossy Meadow, Lemon Lime Twist, Old Olive, Shaded Spruce, and Wild Wheat. So we're going to do a bit of a mix of colors here. Let's start with Old Olive. And I'm going to be coloring just sporadic, like so where here with the pot I was more defined in one spot. Here I'm going a little bit here and a bit there. So it's a bit blocky. Sorry. I'm going to go in with a bit of Mossy Meadow. Just a touch. And they don't all have to be on there. And I just whatever you feel like. And you will have some white space. That's okay. Some shaded spruce. I'm not cleaning my brush. Just going with it. Just filling in a bit more of the gaps. I haven't added more water. I'm just using what's here. So again, you're not going to get the same look on every single leaf. They're all going to be different. We can come back with any other colors that we want. Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to add some of that citrusy look. So I'm spending time on this because it's the main element of the card. The rest of the card pretty much comes together quickly. It's just leaving that open a bit. And finally, for now, is our wild wheat. This is going to bring a bit of golden color. And we can just blend that nicely in. And we can see what I'm doing there. This technique or this type of coloring I learned from Susan Long. She did it with blends, and I just thought it'd be nice with some watercoloring. It's just a bit fun. And a bit of white space is nice too. So I'm just going to leave it and leave that to dry. Once we do the next step, if we can maybe see if we can go ahead and heat that. I'm going to use those two, old olive and lemon lime twist. So I have pre-dyed some leaves from the Country Flowers dye, and so it's 2 sets of leaves, and we're going to do some ink blending. So just get a blending brush. I'll just cut it from basic white cardstock. And I like to use different, like 2 colors, get a bit of variation, and it provides a different look. So this is lemon lime twist. And let's look at it. I think it may need some garden green as well, but we'll see. So a bit of old olive. Again, I'm blending, just mixing up the colors a bit. Oops, that was a bit heavy-handed. That's okay. We'll go back and then always start off the page. Not like what I did just then. It's okay. Look at some variation I think there. Make that a bit darker so it doesn't look so odd. And so now I'm going to be bringing some garden green because I'm just going to blend that out a bit. I was going to, not garden green, shaded spruce. I didn't have garden green, did I? Shaded spruce. So we'll use what we've got here. So bring the next green. And okay. So it doesn't stand out like it's so done. Doesn't have to be on all the leaves. Just a bit of you can have some at the bottom, some at the top, because it's just the design is sort of a bit of this and a bit of that with the leaves, so it's not definite or coloring. So that's why I'm not too worried. I'll give this a bit of a heat before I run it through the die cutting machine. So now guys, we've got the pot. Right now we've got a sales promotion during July, um, where every $90 you spend, you will earn a $9 coupon, which you can use redeem in August. So if you spend $90, you get one voucher. If you spend 180, you get two vouchers, and so on. So there's no limits to how, and you can purchase or place as many orders throughout the month. And it starts on the 3rd and goes on until the 31st of July. So I have my shopping links. If you're in Australia, you can shop online or by getting in touch with me. And if you like any of these products that I'm using, they are available in my online store. Bring in my stamping emboss machine just to cut these images out. Hold it together with washi tape so it just didn't move. You could use masking tape or anything like a post-it note, anything. Yes. So there's a bit of vibrancy going on the leaves, which I wanted against that nice blue card. So to assemble our card, I've got a ball of blue card base, like Mystic Moonlight card base, a layer of basic white, which is for the inside. Now this is the Country Lace Designer Series paper, which I'll be using a little bit of. I've got a bit of Country Woods Designer Series paper, so that's that. We'll be using this side. I've got some Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. Just make sure I've got the right piece. I've got 3 strips here. Want to make sure I've got the right piece for the front. This is a brand new Designer Series paper, which is available for the 3rd of July in our online exclusives range. It's just come out and it's available for you. The other piece, oh gosh, and as I speak, I'm trying to find it, is a piece of embossed cardstock. Did it go? It's very small, though, so you can just run away from me, which is okay. We can emboss another piece. I had it all prepared and it didn't want to be here. Maybe it's gone here. Does that happen to you? Oh, well, I'll just have to show you. Let's cut a little bit. I just need a little strip. I will have, oh, here we are. Show you softly. I will have the measurements up for you. So we are going to stick this down on the left, just giving an even gap on the top and bottom. So I've used the Eyelet embossing folder, which is part of this suite, to emboss this little piece of basic white. You can use any bit of scrap you've got. We've all got little strips of cardstock. A good little way of using this with this layout. Let's stick that down here. We're going to stick this strip of paper. So this is a Christmas seed. It's a mix, but like at the back of this, you can see some Christmas trees there. You take a look at those. We're going to stick those straight down. So that's over the length of the entire piece there. This is going to stay. Yeah, it's going to stick like that. I'm going to pouring my glue around. There we go. So we'll stick this down onto my matte layer of Misty Moonlight. If you do like tutorials and things like that, I do have a tutorial I share every week in my newsletter. Plus, I have PDF tutorials for sale with my courses and things, which I do offer every month. I'm going to bump that right up there. So I just have a narrow strip, but I do want to cover the border. So bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to stick this on with dimensionals, this strip. Put these up. I might just put one there. My hands are a little sticky. And stick that down there. So that's a little bit shorter than that layer. So that's a layout such. Then I'll die cut a little tag from the Labeled with Love dies. We'll stand for a sentiment, and I'm going to use Stays On. Even though I'm not watercoloring, I want the same black tone to go through. So instead of moving to Tuxedo Black, I'm going to stamp in Stays On. It is a little bit smudged, but that's all right. I'm going to leave it. Just put some dimensionals on the back of that. I'm going to add one there and an extra one on the left here because it's going to be red. So now before I assemble the rest of the card, I'm going to do the inside of my card, and I've got a piece of the same Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper, and we're just going to follow what we've done on the side there. Bring that down. Any bit you've got, any little strip that you've got will work. I did that at 2.5 centimeter width, but if you've got a smaller strip, that's fine. And then I'll do the same for the envelope, which is I'll just stick a strip there so you know what I'll do. Now, bring in our little pot and to put this guy together. So it's going to sit towards the left of the towards the dimensionals more towards the right, but it doesn't matter because it's going to kind of sit that way. And I will stick a couple more on the right. And when you lay it like that, it wouldn't really be that noticeable. But let's stick another one under there just to make sure. I'm going to double that up. If I can find one. Just so that it sticks, which I'm just doing there. So it's sitting nicely. Next, I will get my bond folder and just give those leaves a bit of a curve. Just a gentle curve there. These are going to sit like that. I'll have one behind and one in front. And then we'll have this one we watercolored right on the front on an angle. I just felt, just for a change, you can have it straight on, but I just thought it'll be nice to have that like that with some additional foliage behind. So you can stick that on the side. And I'm going to add a bit of glue. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and are liking what you see, please make sure you subscribe because I do add videos regularly, and you can get notified then of anything I upload. So then I'm going to tuck this one on top of the pot, but it's under the next set of leaves. So getting some fullness with the leaves. I love just the bright colors there of how that's all come together. I've got some linen thread, which is a favorite of mine. And I generally take about 30 centimeters each I tie a ball. And so I will just take roughly 60 centimeters or so, just because I want a good length. And so just cut one lot and then cut it in half. Keep the length. I like to give my boys a bit of a nice tail, so that's why I'd rather have an excess. And then we get a glue dot and tie that, attach that. So you just pick up your glue dot. I tucked it in under here. Then I will pick up that and just put that in under. This one's a little bit longer on the left, so I'll trim that down. So for the final finishing touch, I have got some of these pearls, which are part of the sleeve, because I'm featuring my favorite sleeve. And the basic ground smoky flake pearls, and it just works well with the beautiful blues and things in this. So I'm picking the darker, the basic grey one this time, and I'll show you my other one, which I did smoky flake. So this is my original card. Let me just get some clearance here. And then just the leaves, you can see a little bit of a difference. Let me know what you prefer, the leaves, and whether you prefer one over the other. That's sort of reflecting what we want to. So this was the one we did now, and this is the one I did earlier. So we added some extra shaded spruce on these leaves. These were the smoky slate pearls, the lighter color, and these were the dark ones. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope what I've shared with you and some tips, which you can use in your crafting. And thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you again on my channel. And give me a follow as well. I appreciate it. And catch you soon for my next video. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.